Pam, when you get a chance a little while, I'd like to get with you in a little while. Is that okay? Okay. You may have noticed when Pam was first approached, she had her head in her hands, and it didn't appear that she was ready to talk at that time. So there's no problem whatsoever with giving them a little bit of time, a little bit of space. They'll be ready to speak with you. Hey, Pam. I'm Bart Leger with Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office, and I'm a volunteer here with Southern Law Enforcement Foundation, and I'm just here for you. I know that I've heard that you've been through a difficult experience, and just here for you, here to help. It's not an investigation. I just want to make sure that you're okay. Sometimes we find that it helps when we talk out what we've experienced, helps us to process what's going on. Everything that we talk about today is confidential. Absolutely nothing is going to leave this room. I would encourage you to tell your story. If at any point you don't feel comfortable with that, that's okay too. I won't force you to say anything. But what we're going to go through is a process that should help you process this. You may feel a little worse tonight because sometimes just the process of talking about it will bring back some of those feelings. But I'd like to start with what was going on, what happened, because I don't really know what happened. I know I heard a little bit here, and you can't always believe what you hear sometimes from others. And I'd just like to hear that from you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What was going on, maybe prior to the call, and what you experienced during the call, and then right after?
Well, I was on shift, and it was a Saturday, almost the end of the shift, and we got a call. There was a disturbance in the trailer park, and we're there all the time, and there's one or two families in there that we're always having to go see, and it just happened to be one of them. A lot of drinking and drug use going on, and so we kind of had figured out pretty much what was going on before we even got there. And on the way there, I was thinking that I had just left out of there earlier in the day, and I remember that there was a lot of kids playing outside. It was a beautiful day, and just kids everywhere, like there always is in there. So as we were approaching, the same little kids out playing, and they recognize us, so they're waving, and like in their world nothing's going on, but we know that bad stuff is probably going on in the trailer. And sure enough, you can hear the cussing and screaming and yelling, and myself and two of my partners were approaching, and the guy actually shot at us. So I remember my first thought was, all these little kids are running around, we can't even really shoot back. It's kind of a scary thing, and I remember thinking about that. But we retreated. I got behind my vehicle and tried to get it as safe as I could. And I just remember seeing all the kids running around, and some of the guys were trying to pull them out of the way and everything. And that's all I could think about was, there's no way everybody's going to be safe out of here. Once we felt like we could approach again, when we attempted that, he shot again, and we had to return fire.
Okay. What happened? Does anything happen right after? I know y'all were probably there on the scene for a while.
We were. No one was actually shot. It's amazing, just from the amount of people around, that no one was injured badly, but they were both so inebriated, and I guess they had been wailing on each other, so they were both hurt. An ambulance came and got them once we got everything calmed down, but that they were, they're going to be fine, but
Good. Well, I'm glad that y'all weren't hurt.
Right, yeah, none of us were hurt. Again, that was in my mind, as well as all the kids running around. I just knew that a kid was going to get hit.
Right.
They don't always know to run from things like that.
Right. Well, Pam, you're doing great. Our minds are like a video camera. And with what you experienced, what do you feel that if there was anything in what happened and what you experienced, if you had the ability to maybe erase that maybe just causing you some problems, that if you could say, I want to take this out, just erase it without changing the outcome, what do you think you would take out of that video in your mind? It might be what's playing back in your mind over and over.
It would be my partner, Miller. He was reaching for one of the kids and like putting them behind the car, and it just struck me as really a horrible sight to see one of the guys that I work with, and I know he has kids that age, having to shield a child behind a police car from gunfire. It just, that image plays over in my mind over and over again.
Okay. That's very, very difficult, I know, to have experienced and lived through. Well, Pam, have you thought about what you're going to do when we're done here this evening and it's time to go back home?
Yeah, actually, my daughter's graduating from nursing school, and we had a big crawfish boil planned tonight, and the whole family will be there, and I think that's going to be perfect because I'll be around all the kids, and it should be a good time.
Very good. I love crawfish. That'd be a great thing to do.
Looking forward to it.
Good. Awesome. Again, what we've said here this whole time, it's confidential. Won't get beyond this. It's not an investigation. This is not part of your department's investigation. We won't go any further than this. Again, what you've experienced is very, very difficult. The average person shouldn't have to experience what we do in law enforcement sometimes, but things happen. And as I said earlier, our reactions, our responses are most of the time very normal, typical responses to an abnormal situation. You may find that this evening, some of the same thoughts that are going through your mind, they may come back. You may have some difficulty sleeping. That's not at all unusual. You might find that maybe appetite may change. You may find that things that you enjoy doing, there's not the same amount of pleasure in that. That's not abnormal. In time, that will most likely get better. What you're feeling right now is probably not going to be as intense as time goes on. Some things that I would encourage you to do would be to try to get some rest. Drink plenty of water. That's always good. And it sounds like you have a good support network at home, family, and
Big family.
yeah, good. Let them take care of you. I'm sure they'll be concerned. I hope that you've already gotten in touch with them. Let them know that you're okay.
Yeah, they know I'm fine.
Good. That's what I want to make sure, that you're okay. That's the main reason why we're here. I will be available after this. We also will make available a debriefing, and that's where we take this, what we've done here, and take it a little further. Give you an opportunity to, for everyone that was involved in your incident, to be able to give their side. What happened. Probably your partner will have an opportunity to give his perspective on what happened. That might fill in some gaps for you, but that is available. We're here for you. Anything you need, I'll give you my information before I leave, so that way, anytime, day or night, if you need, we're available.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because CISM is a continuum of care, the defusing is where we assess, and that's the primary function of a defusing, is assessing where the individual is, making sure that cognitively they're able to function. As we may have noticed, Pam in the beginning was mildly distressed, but she was able to speak. She was able to verbalize her thoughts, her emotions. Most importantly, what we saw was toward the end of our defusing, she was asked what were her plans when she went home. And she was able to verbalize exactly what she was going to do, and it would almost appeared that she was looking forward to it. So we assessed she was obviously not suicidal. She was able to verbalize and put into words a very clear plan, and we were able at that point to terminate the defusing and let her know that the next step in the process was the debriefing. And at the debriefing, Pam will have an opportunity to explore further her experiences, her thoughts, her reactions, and the healing process will then be able to continue. She will be reaffirmed, her experiences, her reactions validated, and she will be well on her way to recovery.